Dad, who the hell are these assholes?
And here we go again to save another apocalypse in season 2 of the Umbrella Academy. But after they save it, there is a new mess they created as they alter the space-time continuum, bringing back many questions in your mind. And for that, welcome back to the Entertainment Lab. I'm your host, the Spoiler King, is here to answer everything you to you. So without wasting time, let's jump right into it. Ben was finally able to walk into the light after he stopped Vanya from causing World War III. She was moments away from blowing up the FBI building in Dallas and setting nuclear war in action between US and the Soviets. Muchas gracias Ben, behtering काम. But when Vanya slipped away to call, she discovered that Harlan was in a world of trouble. She had to give him superpower by a mouth-to-mouth to save his life, which he was struggling to control, and he needed rescuing. The academy headed over to Sissy's farm together, but the handler and Lila were waiting for them, much to their surprise. The pair wanted to destroy the Umbrella Academy once and for all. For the handler, it was all about power, and the Umbrella Academy threatens her iron grip on the commission and her adopted daughter. But for Lila, it was about revenge. After finding out that Fife was responsible for their parent deaths, she wanted to put a stop on him and his siblings. To ensure that their plan went off without a hitch, the handler had summoned every field agent at the commission to do the job.
So what do we do now?
But the battle commenced, and for a moment, it really did look like it could be the end. But if we have learned one lesson, it's that Vanya should never be underestimated, and she defeated the handler's army in one swoop. What she didn't succeed in doing, however, was wiping out the handler and Lila because of the latter, as it turned out, could do pretty much everything the academy could, and better. Lila set out to kill all of them, leaving the handler to focus on bringing Harlan over the dark side. But the pendulum swung in the academy's favor after an exchange between Lila and Fife, where he told her that it was the handler who had him kill her biological parents. Diego told her the story about the babies who were all born on the same day across the globe, as well as setting the record straight on how the handler operates, using people for her own ambition before casting them aside. That the devil inside herself strode in and gunned the family down. But by then, it was too late. The seed of doubt was finally planted in Lila's mind, and she told the handler that the Umbrella Academy were her real family. The handler, sensing that she had lost Lila, killed her too. Then one third of the IKEA mafia rocked up and showered the commission boss with bullets, giving Fife, who is still alive, the opportunity to jump back in time a few seconds and changes their fate once again. The handler was held at gunpoint by Fife while Lila asked her adoptive mother if what Diego had told her was true. But before that she could answer, the Swede put an end to her, leaving Lila free to do her honor. Where, you ask? Who bloody knows? She could be anywhere, at any point in history. We do know that if she will be back, but will be a friend or a foe. As for the handler, she previously survived being shot in the hand. So don't be surprised if you see her again with yet another scheme to take back the commission and put a stop to the academy. Back to the Umbrella Academy. At this point, Harlan was still unable to control his power, but Vanya succeeded in stopping him from combusting. He does, it could be noted, still have his power, as an evidence by his little stunt in the car. The family minus Sissy and Allison's husband Raymond, who decided to stay back in 60s where they belong, traveled back to 2019. President Kennedy had in the end lost his life, order restored as it were. But when the gang arrived at the home, it quickly became apparent that it's no longer their home, but the Sparrow Academy.
This is the Sparrow Academy.
Reginald was alive and hadn't aged a bit since 60s, which could come as a no surprise given that he is clearly not from planet Earth. If you have read the comics, you will have been well aware of the fact from the day one. But clearly, the Umbrella Academy don't know given Luther's response when Reginald pops up. We also met Emo Ben for the first time, complete with a new brand and a seriously bad attitude. To explain this, I would like to give you the example of Flashpoint paradox. If you have traveled through time, you will disturb the space-time continuum and create a parallel universe, which of course is not the same as you think. There's no official logline about what currently unconfirmed the third season will entail at the moment. Showrunner Steve Blackman hasn't strictly followed the narrative structure of the comics, weaving in details from later volumes to serve the Netflix series. But what we know about is Volume 4 will be called Sparrow Academy. It deals with a very big reveal in the Umbrella Academy universe, something that had been secret for a long time, and our sibling learned a lot about what was happening behind the scenes, as well as discovering the true nature of some characters that have been with them since the beginning. As the co-writer Gerard Way said, the series finally starts to answer the questions, what about the other babies born on that day? In that moment, the Umbrella Academy siblings are not alone in the world anymore. It is not yet clear how many seasons Umbrella Academy will run for, which means we might only get some of those answers in the next chapter. But with an entirely new dimension added to the story, one thing is clear, the story is far over. So tell me your thoughts about season 2 of the Umbrella Academy, and if you like it, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Peace.